Drinking alcohol is causing you to crave more sugar, crave more carbohydrates the next day. It sets you back. Sleep gets compromised when we drink alcohol. This was the year that my husband and I, we stopped drinking. It wasn't feeling good. It was really impacting my sleep. It's not supportive, and you probably knew it by how it's made you feel. Our body and our brain and our gut and digestion on alcohol is actually not part of this longevity plan that we were all hoping for. I started to look for a lot of other options. Before you take that first sip of alcohol, I want you to eat something, especially which will slow down the absorption of the alcohol. You especially want to do this if you know alcohol is going to be part of your life for a few days consistently. Welcome back to Rooted in Wellness, everyone, to the solo podcast and Q&A. Holiday season is here, and with it comes a big change in our rhythm. So today, I'm answering your top questions about how to support your body, your energy, your nervous system throughout the holiday season, but realistically and gently without perfection. That's the key word. So think of this as your grounding guide for the season ahead and a moment to really come back into your center, even when life gets a little bit loud. All right, these are good questions. Question number 7. I know alcohol isn't great, but I genuinely enjoy a glass of wine with my family. What can I do to support my body if I do drink? Great question. You don't need to be perfect to be healthy. All right, there's been lots of news about alcohol this year, but again, no guilt around any of this, unless you're using it as a crutch, but that's a podcast for another day. I want you to tune into that, all right? Ayurveda, I'm sure this comes from a lot of cultures as well. They say that the dose is what makes the poison, right? That goes with anything, sugar included. Studies this past year, we've all seen them. They've come out to say that our body and our brain and our gut and digestion on alcohol is actually not part of this longevity plan that we were all hoping for. Sorry if you're just hearing that for the first time, but it's not supportive, and you probably knew it by how it's made you feel, right? So here's how you can minimize the impact of alcohol. I want to make sure that you are hydrating before, during, and after. Alternate each drink with water, maybe a pinch of sea salt or lemon water for that extra liver support. A lot of my clients are purchasing milk thistle tea, and that's what they're sipping on because that's really supportive for the liver. You especially want to do this if you know alcohol is going to be part of your life for a few days consistently. Love on your liver. We'll get to a little bit more liver love, but I want to make sure before you take that first sip of alcohol, I want you to eat something, especially healthy fats, protein as well, which will slow down the absorption of the alcohol. A lot of my clients, they're prepared. If they go out to a restaurant or to an event, they might go with a handful of nuts in their pocket, or the second they sit down, they look at the menu and they're ordering some crudité. Or if you go to the sides that come with meals, they're typically veggies, right? Fiber, broccolini, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, those are all on the table for them to eat first before they take that first sip of alcohol. Nothing can go in until you get that protein or high fiber first, all right? Now, going back to some liver love, think about supplementation, all right? This is where supplementation is really, really key. If alcohol is going to be part of your holiday plan, I want to make sure that you are on the road or stocked up at home in a vitamin B complex. So vitamin B50 complex. I want you to be taking milk thistle as a supplement or NAC, especially the next morning to really support the liver. A brand that I love is Dose for your liver. It's a really great way if you don't like taking a capsule. It's a really yummy liquid that you can take. It actually makes a great mocktail as well. This has turmeric. It has dandelion greens. It has milk thistle to really support and optimize your liver function. Balance, again. Sleep. Unfortunately, sleep gets compromised when we drink alcohol. Detoxification is something that peaks between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. And this is when most people are up over the holidays and getting dehydrated as well. So prioritizing that rest if it's possible. What am I going to do over the holidays? This was the year that my husband and I, we we stopped drinking. It wasn't feeling good. It was really impacting my sleep. So I started to look for a lot of other options. So if we do go to an event, I'm actually bringing alcohol-free wine, or I'll bring a brand called Kin Euphorics. I adore Jen, the founder, who is a mission-driven founder to bring the awareness around no alcohol being cool and trendy. So it's called Kin Euphorics. Go buy a bunch, stock it up, keep it in your trunk of the car so that you can bring it into the events that you go to. If you do want a really yummy tonic or a mocktail with alcohol, something that I love is a brand called St. Hildy's. You might have seen this in store. I love the female founders. They've added botanicals to their functional cocktails that feel really, really supportive also. All right, so that does have a little bit of alcohol. The bottom line is just like really be smart about it. Using the dose for your liver with some sparkling water and putting some garnish on it in a cocktail glass, no one would ever know that you're not drinking. It's really about the act, right? I think is what a lot of us really, really miss. And, if you think about that 1 to 2 glasses right now, you probably know that alcohol, if you're listening to this podcast, you're probably of the age where it is derailing your sleep. Drinking alcohol is causing you to crave more sugar, crave more carbohydrates the next day. It sets you back. So have some fun, be prepared, grab some mocktail recipes that you get excited about, stock up on some alcohol-free wine so that you're not feeling deprived. Question number 8, another alcohol question. Which alcohol is least inflammatory? Okay, it's good that we tackle this too. If you're choosing alcohol mindfully, I want you to choose organic wine that comes from Europe. It's more beneficial. I actually don't drink wine that comes from the USA because of the sprays that are sprayed over the crops here. Red wine, we used to think was really rich in resveratrol and great for longevity. Looking back, I think that this was a really great marketing gimmick to keep people drinking wine. As a nutritionist, I would actually much rather that you just ate a bowl of dark purple grapes with walnuts, with blueberries that are so much more supportive for resveratrol. If you're a tequila lover, then tequila or mezcal also you can enjoy in moderation. Tequila has lower impact on your blood sugar levels, but it's still hard on your liver. So choose wisely. You definitely want to avoid all of those sugary, sweet cocktails. You want to avoid beer. You want to avoid all those high sugar mixers that come with artificial colors and artificial ingredients. If it's bright blue or bright green, it's not good for you. All right, look at the ingredient labels. But again, it's not just about what you're drinking, it's how you're drinking. If you're going to drink those and indulge, sip slowly. Enjoy the protein and fiber first. Enjoy in a really positive and safe way. Always have water nearby or herbal tea nearby, right? And just enjoy at a slower pace. Or just set a goal. Ask yourself right now, what would it feel like to just enjoy a dry holiday season? Not to make any slight type of declaration to the people that you're with, but just for the sake of seeing what it was going to feel like, knowing you're prepared with the no alcohol versions to make you feel like you're not missing out. Maybe it could be just as fun for you and even more supportive for your body. Question number 9, how do I keep up with my healthy habits when I'm out of routine? Just expect it. I wish I could say seek balance, but maybe just throw that out the window. I'm kind of at an age where I'm ready to be less hard on myself. I would say it's actually the greatest part of aging for me is the freedom that comes in forgiving myself. Some days I can fully show up and do all the rituals and all the things, and I feel amazing, and I wear it with a badge of honor, and that's awesome. But some days I simply can't. It's really unfortunate that we live in a society that rewards hardcore. It rewards intensity and consistency and commitment and being all things all the time. Or maybe you're someone who this time of year, you set the bar really, really high. On top of work and life and managing everything that you have to manage, you now have to have set these goals to be the best host or plan the most memorable vacation. And hopefully you can do that in joy and not in stress. But the point is that this is life. It's this roller coaster of highs and lows. And I wish we could just all embrace it a little bit more. If you have kids or kids in your family, You know what it's like. You have a plan and then you don't. Kids have a plan and then they don't. So please let yourself off the hook this holiday season and simply use it as an opportunity to be prepared. And to be honest with my clients right now, this is exactly what we're doing. We're having calls and we're scheduling the rituals on the days that permit them to have a schedule. And we're scheduling the things that they need on the days where they may be traveling or feel more depleted. What this is doing for my clients is giving them a sense of ease, knowing that they're prioritizing their goals and they're scheduling it on the days that it's available. And on the days when it's not, they're also prepared. We are setting the stage for ease, and that's really important. We're making sure that the supplements are ordered and on hand. We're making sure that they have the right, safer brands to serve to other people's, the mocktails, the foods, the healthier options. These are all things that are ordered and on hand in advance. So my advice for you is plan for success, but plan for success with the highest version of yourself in mind. I have a visualization practice right now with my clients where we're visualizing stepping into January. I'm not a fan of January 1st, new year, new you. I think that this is something totally fabricated. When we look at Ayurveda, when we look at the seasons, when you look out at nature in January, everything is asleep. So it's not really time for our systems to ramp up with a lot of energy and focus and hardcore all over again. It's not even a necessity, all right? So think about how you want to feel in January and set up a few things here and there that will support you in aligning with that version of yourself, mentally planning to going into the season with the attitude of fun and ease. And if what I listed off today feels like overwhelming and like too much, I simply want you to anchor yourself in one or two small rituals, whatever kind of caught your ear, caught your attention today. Maybe in the morning, you're going to start waking up with that beautiful cup of warm water or lemon water or tea or 3 deep breaths before you have your coffee. Maybe you're going to go through your schedule in the month of November and December and making sure that you're scheduling 5 to 20 minutes of walking every day, or yoga, or stretching, whatever you need to tune in while your environment gets a little bit more stressful or crazy. Maybe in the evening, you're prioritizing some screen-free wind down time with some herbal tea or some journaling or gratitude, and you're doing that as a family together. In my family, we pulled out some board games, so we're tuning down on the screens at night and we're tuning into time together to kind of cocoon together, which feels really nourishing for me. Walking after meals is really important. Fasting for that 12 to 14 hours that we mentioned so that you're giving your system a support. Thinking ahead, knowing if you're the person that might need the digestive enzymes, I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. Or if you're drinking alcohol, having that liver support. Another trick that I practice with my husband when we're traveling and on the road visiting our in-laws is actually scheduling our self-care. So taking 30 or 60 minutes when you're with the in-laws or on the go. Maybe you're going to come up with a code word with your partner, with your family, so that they know when you need a moment to just step back, ground, and reset. This is really huge for my husband and I last year, so I hope you try it. It's an opportunity for us to give each other space, even if it's not ideal and there's lots going on, there's lots of cooking that has to be done. We know that if we give each other that 20, 30, 40, 60 minutes, we will come back stronger, happier, and at ease to be more present so that we can actually really enjoy everything that comes with the season. So whatever you're choosing, it's all about all of these tiny rituals where you're choosing yourself, you're reminding your body that it's actually safe despite the chaos and stress and overwhelm or even excitement. It's that safety as the foundation for healing that you're setting. When your nervous system and your body feels safe, like you're taking the time for yourself despite all the changes, you know that you're going to go out into the world and making better choices for yourself. Question number 10, why do I feel so bloated during the holidays and what can I do to reduce it? Did you know that bloating is probably the number one symptom that I get from the majority of my clients? Bloating is a sign that your Agni, that digestive fire, is actually sluggish and that it needs support. Science shows us that when we are overeating, when we're dehydrated, when we're having more alcohol, when we're going through periods of lack of movement, when we're getting dysregulated sleep, and even when our eating cycles are kind of indulgent, that's going to eventually slow our gastric emptying. And then over time, it decreases and decreases. And all of a sudden, we're somebody who really identifies as someone who suffers from bloating. Bloating is a symptom for you to tune in. Don't ignore the symptom your body is telling you. Here's some quick resets. Sip on ginger tea. You can get ginger tea that's ready made in a tea bag, or freshly grated ginger is really great. Fennel tea is also supportive. Fennel is very supportive for your digestive system. Simply take a tablespoon of fennel seeds and let that simmer in some hot water. You can even eat the fennel seeds afterwards. This is a tradition that comes from my South Asian side. CCF tea is supportive. This is cumin, coriander, and fennel seeds. If you're someone who feels really bloated, especially first thing in the morning, I want you to go and get some aloe vera juice or even a fresh aloe vera leaf. Take a teaspoon of that in some water. Let that calm, support, and nourish your system. Essentially, you're putting out the fire. If you're somebody who suffers from bloating consistently, I want you to avoid all cold drinks and raw salads. These are going to dampen your digestion. This is the time of year we want to be ramping things up, right? Warm, hot fluids, cooked foods, stews, soups, roasted veggies. I typically tend to avoid a lot of raw things this time of year. Or if you're having a salad, make sure that you've got some warm roasted ingredients in with that salad. The theme has been hot today, right? So really tune into warmth for your system. After a meal, if you're suffering, go and lie down on your left side post-meal. This is going to support digestive emptying through gravity, really. Another ritual I'm talking to a lot of my clients about right now and also in my rooted community is Abhyanga, this self-massage with warm oil. You can go to my Amazon store or maybe you have some at home. If you've got some sesame oil or coconut oil, apricot kernel oil, whatever it is that you like. Sesame is the traditional oil. Keep it in the shower. While you're in the shower, just take a little bit and ground yourself at the end of the day. It's really going to support your nervous system. So take your body out of that stress mode into relaxation. When you're massaging your body, this supports lymphatic flow. Working over your abdomen, you're going to go from the top right quadrant of your rib cage over to the left and push all the way down towards your left hip. So moving from right to left, supporting our digestive system. Really easy to do with oil on your hands. It's so supportive, especially before you go to bed. And this is a really big Ayurvedic secret that I wish everyone was practicing. It's really great for reducing not only your bloating, but also your stress. If you suffer from bloating, going back to that Masszymes digestive aid, these digestive enzymes from Bioptimizers, keep them on hand. Like, honestly, they're always in my purse. They're so supportive, especially if you're doing a lot of food combining. If your digestion is suffering, this is an area for you to really dive deep into and be extra prepared over the holidays. When you're eating, I want you to focus on not combining too many foods all over the place and just expecting your body to deal with it. I want you to keep things super, super simple, focusing on one type of protein, focusing on just 2 or 3 types of veggies, if that are cooked, and then a good quality fat as well to help you feel full. But yeah, bottom line, this is an opportunity for you to also tune into your food sensitivities. Tune into when you get bloated. Make a note of it. Go back to that note section on your phone and write down, oh, I felt really not so good after I ate this specific food. For me, that food is gluten. I love foods with gluten, but they certainly do not love me. So when I travel, I'll travel with my enzymes to really support me when I want to indulge. So remember, the holidays aren't a time to test your discipline, to go hardcore. This is a time for you to really practice self-trust, nourishment, and even acts of self-love through food. You can enjoy food, even those fun foods. Food is meant to give you joy. I love food. It's probably why I do what I do. But know that there are so many healthier alternatives out there and lower glycemic, higher fiber recipes out there that you can start to look up based on those holiday classics that you can still enjoy. So go and find them. I want you to fall in love with this season and like really declaring that this isn't setback season. This is not weight gain season. This is an opportunity for you to unlearn all of that stuff and all of that mental clutter that comes up. This isn't a time for setback. It's simply an opportunity for you to feel prepared, to fall in love with the time that we get to have with in-person connection right now, because it's a priority for so many other people right now. Just be prepared to rest, and prepared to really stay rooted in your health. What we all need is different. I always say that your perfect diet is as unique as your thumbprint. So remember that. Choose nourishment over perfection, presence over punishment, and trust that your body knows how to find balance when you give it what it needs. Warmth, obviously lots of teas today, lots of rest, lots of love. I'm wishing you all a just powerful season of love, joy, health, and happiness. Namaste, my friends. And if you're in need of some inspiration, please go to monasharma.com. We've got some fun holiday recipes coming out for you to enjoy as well.